Okay, good morning. So today I'm going to show you on how to set up our drawing tools and materials in our table. So the materials that we are going to need is our T-square, Oslo paper, a pair of triangles, 30 by 60, masking tape, pencil 3H and 3B, and your eraser. Okay, so first is to set up your drawing paper. Put the drawing paper on the blade of the T-square, just like that. Then, using your masking tape to fasten or to secure our drawing paper. So, first is at the top part. Then, another corner from the top. Then, followed by the two bottom corners of the drawing paper. Okay, so now we are done in setting our drawing paper into our drawing board. Next is to draw a border line. So we are going to use our triangles in giving the measurement of our border lines using a 3H or 2H pencil. So the margins are 1 cm, then another 1 cm here, then another 1 centimeter here, the right side, then another 1 centimeter here on the left side. Next, since this is a horizontal line, then I am going to use our T-square and make sure that the head of the T-square is pressed against the edge of the drawing table. Then I am going to draw a guidelines or horizontal guidelines from bottom as well as on the top part of the drawing paper. Then next, we need a vertical line. So we are going to need the combination of a T-square as well as our triangle. So this is our 45 degrees. Just put it on the wood or the blade of the T-square and slide it. So for me, I'm going to use the wood in sliding my triangle. Then I'm going to draw a vertical line. So this is how to lay out our border line. Then, when darkening our border line, we are going to use our 3B or 2B pencil. So, darken our border lines. Then, another corner. Then, the horizontal line. Then, another horizontal line here. So, now we are done with our border line. Second is to lay out our title block. So, we're going to zoom in for us to see. Then, for our title block, we're going to measure a 2.5 centimeters. So, meaning, 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, and your 0.5, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. So, this is a 0, 1, 2, 0.5. Now, we are going to count it by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5 millimeter. Another 5 millimeter. Another 5 millimeter. And another 5 millimeter. So, total is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 millimeter. Then, after that, we need a horizontal lines. We're going to draw horizontal lines here. Then here. Then another here, horizontal lines. Then another horizontal lines here. Take note that we are going to use a 3H pencil so that the lines inside our title block are light lines only or guidelines. And next, using our 3B, we are going to darken this top part of the title block. Then, now we are going to divide our title block into 3. So, from measuring this corner to this corner. So, measure it from 0 until here, 30, 31, 32, 33.7. Divided by 3, we got 11.2. So, 11.2, 11.2, and 22.2. Then after that, we are going to divide our title block. So, from the point that we had made a while ago, draw a guidelines there. Okay. So, another guidelines here. So, this will be our basis in dividing our title block. So, since we have already the guidelines, then we are going to darken the division of the title block. So, this is how to set up our drawing paper in a drawing table. So, I hope that you follow the process. So, thank you and goodbye. After making a title block, now it's time for us to or letter or give text in our title block. So, in this part, we're going to put first a guidelines using a 2H or 3H pencil. 2H or 3H pencil. So first to put is the name of the school. So make sure that the name of the school is placed at the center of the title block. So make sure that it is centered. Use only a light lines. The next is your subject. So put first a guidelines in order for you to know if your text is centered or not. Technical drawing. Okay. So a little bit shorter here and a little bit bigger there. But when you are going to darken, adjust the letter T. So in this example, we are going now to darken. So for letter I, in darkening your lettering, use a 3B pencil. So for I, so the table is not fine enough, causes our lettering to be and is the C, A, and T. Next is our subject. So since our subject is technical drawing, then letter P, E, C, H, L, I, C A L I'll adjust the letter D. R in W I N G. Okay, so it is centered as much as possible, make it centered. Then next, in the second column, the title of the drawing. So the title of this drawing is auxiliary view. A U X auxilia LIARY view. Then plate number, I think this is number 3. So this is the plate. Number, let's leave it blank first. Then your name, last name, first name, and middle name, middle initial. Then your section. See, my section is hello, me, no. Okay. Then, since we have the guidelines, we are now going to darken the letters. So this will be a letter A. U X and I view. Then plate number. So let's leave it blank. Then next, last name, first name, then middle initial. Okay. Then, lastly, your section. So, this is how to letter or make a lettering on your title block. First is to add a guidelines using a 3H. Then, when darkening, use a 3B pencil. So, I hope you can follow the procedure. Okay, so now that we are done with our title block as well as our lettering, now we are going to construct the isometric view of the object. So we are going to use a 30 by 60 triangle and our 3H pencil for our guidelines. So first is to draw the axis of projection for our isometric. Draw a horizontal axis, then a vertical axis, the right 30 degrees cross axis, and your left 30 degrees cross axis. That is the first step to draw the axis of projection. Second is to lay out the measurements. So the width of the object is 4 divided by 2 is 2. Then the length of the object is 6. The height of the object is 3 or 4.5. 4.5. Okay. So after that, the third step is to lay out the non-isometric lines as well as the isometric lines. Then the highest point of the object. So this will be the highest point. From here, 0 to here is 3. Then here, from here to there is 1.5. So the total height is 4.5. So just connect the points. To visualize the front view of a house block. Then draw a isometric lines. Then measure the length of the object, which is 6. Then transfer the 6 here. So, pagpagiso. So, should be lower. So that we can not touch the borderline. Then another is the corner of this. Draw another isometric lines. Then copy the length, which is 6. Then another 6. Then another 6 here. Then connect the points. Connect points. Okay. And the fourth step is to visualize and darken the necessary lines. So In darkening, choose a line that you want to darken first. So for me, I'm going to darken all the isometric lines, starting from the top until the side, until the bottom part of the object. Same thing goes to the other side. Darken the necessary views and darken the non-isometric lines to complete the okay. Then connect it with a straight line, or these are also called non-isometric lines because they are not parallel to the right and left 30 degrees cross axis. Okay, so this is now the isometric view of the house block. Then we are going to add some details here, like a window. So let's measure the distance. So this is 2, and this is also 2. And let's give a guidelines here. And from the top, from the bottom, let's measure a 1 meter, then another 1.5 meters. For us to have a little window here. So we're going to darken the window. Because this will be used in explaining the auxiliary view. Okay. So this is now the window of the house block. Okay, so let's use the eraser to erase those unwanted lines. So this is now our isometric view of our object. Okay, welcome back again. So now that we are done with our title block, letterings, and isometric view of the object, we are going to draw the orthographic views of the object. So the first thing that we are going to do is to use a 3H or 2H pencil and draw the axis of projection, the horizontal axis, and the vertical axis. So this is now the center of our axis. Now, lay out the distances from the center. So, for me, I measure it a 1.5 centimeters from the center to the right side. Then another 1.5 from the center to the left side. Another 1.5 from the center going up or to the upper side. Then another 1.5 from the center downward. And from those points, I draw a construction lines. Why? What is the reason we are going to put a distance here for our dimensions? The reason why is to put our dimensions there. Then after that, after the axis of projection, the vertical axis and horizontal axis, lay out the measurements of the object. So the width of the object is 4. Then we are going to transfer it here, 4. Then the half of 4 is 2 because the upper top or topmost part of the house block. So the measurement is 2. Then the length of the object or the house is 6. Then we are going to transfer it here, the right part of the front view. Then the height of the object. The height of the object is 3 plus 1.5. So total of 4.5. So from 0, 1.5, then 4.5. So from 0 to 3. And from those points, I'll draw a construction lines. I'm going to extend all the lines using a 3H pencil. Then, I use my triangle as well as my T-square to draw vertical lines. I'll extend it until the top part. Then another line here. Then another here. Now, in transferring the length of the object there are so many ways. So for me, so in order for us to finish this one, the length is 6. So the length also in the top view is the same, 6 also. Then draw a guideline here. When you were in your lower grades, you have discussed or you have known about the miter method, the compass method. So in here, I shortcut the process. So now, we're going to visualize the shapes for front view, top view, as well as the side view. So in the side view, there are some details that we forgot, like the window. So 2, and this is also 2. Then the height is 1, then 1.5. So the height is 1 and 1.5. So your guidelines are light lines only. So this is now the window of the side view. Then we are going to darken the necessary lines. So first is I'm going to darken the lines on the top. Next is this one. Then, using my T-square as well as triangle to draw vertical lines. Now, the pencil that I am using is a 3B or a 2B pencil. So, this is now the top view. This slanting part is here and here, while the other slanting part is this one and this one. The next is the front view. So, just connect the 2 points here. This will be the line, and the other line is right here. Then next, this line. So since it is vertical, then I'll use the combination of tools of T-square and triangle. Then another here. So this line represents this edge, while the other line represents this edge of the object. Then the lower part. So this is now the front view of the house block. Now, next, the side view. So this part represents this edge, the upper. Then the next edge of the house block represents this line. Then the lower is at the bottom part of the side view. Then using a triangle again, combination of triangle and T-square for our vertical lines. Then for our window, we'll draw another 2 vertical. Then 2 horizontal line using our T-square. Okay. So now we have our orthographic view of the object. Hello again, welcome back. So for now, what I'm going to show you is on how to draw an auxiliary view of this object. So the use of auxiliary view is only when there are surfaces that are inclined or oblique. So the materials that we are going to use is our protractor to measure or to draw angles, 3H pencil as well as our 3B, and eraser if needed. So the first thing that you will do is to use your protractor. So I hope that you know already how to use the protractor. Anyway, I'm going to show you how. So this is the center of the protractor. Place it on this corner. No? Then this is the zero part and this is the other zero part. So we are going to extend some guidelines here using our 3H. So extend a line here and another line here. Because this will be our 0 as well as here 0. So the center of our protractor is placed at the other corner of the slanting line. Just like this. Must be placed there. Then the lines that we draw a while ago must be aligned also with the 0. So if you can see this line here and this line are aligned. Okay. Then now locate the 90 degrees here. And from that point to this corner, draw a guidelines. Just like that. Light lines. Then the same process goes to here. The center of your protractor points out there and the other line 0 is aligned with these guidelines. So 0, then aligned with the guidelines. Then point out the 90 degrees. Then again, draw a guidelines. Okay, so this is the point. There are so many points kasi. Next is to draw the what we call folding line. So a folding line is parallel with this slanting line. So in order to have a parallel line, we're going to measure the distance with each other. So the distance is 1 cm and another 1 cm here. Because parallel line are lines that have equal distance with each other. Then, make a guidelines here. Okay. So this line represents the edge of our rooftop. Then, in order for us to know the length of the rooftop, we are going to measure its length from the side view or in the top view. Yeah, because top view and side view have the same length of the object. So since the length of the object is 6 in the top view, also in the side view is 6 also, then we are going to transfer the 6 or the length of the object. Now we are going to draw a guidelines here. Now it's time for us to visualize and darken the needed line. So first is to darken the top part of the object. Okay, so this is now our auxiliary view. So the use of this auxiliary view is to show the true size and shape of an slanting surface that are foreshortened in the top view and in the side view. Because this is not the true size and shape of the slanting surface that are seen in the side view, and this is not the true size and shape of the slanting surface seen at the top view. In order for us to know the true size and shape is to make an auxiliary view. So example of this is you are going to find how many rooftops are you going to buy in order to cover this rooftop. So I hope you understand the use of the auxiliary view. Aside from that, this is also called a partial auxiliary view. Partial auxiliary view is only when you are going only to draw the slanting surface of the object without the other non-slanting parts. So the non-slanting part of the object is this one, this area. So as you can see, we did not put it in here because this is not a slanting surface. Only the slanting surface is drawn for partial auxiliary view. But for full and half, let's know this in another video. So I hope that you understand the use of a auxiliary view or a partial auxiliary view. So thank you for listening. Goodbye.